This is Stacy McKibben with the Master Communicator podcast, where CEOs, senior leaders, and C-suite executives share their advice. It's 6 questions in 9 minutes because the best leaders know how to share their ideas concisely and quickly. Let's jump right in. Question number 1. In a few sentences, tell me who you are and what you do.
Thanks, Stacy. My name is Scott Pritchett, President of Commercial Operations for Woodmont Real Estate Services, based here in Belmont, California. We're the largest independently owned regional property management services firm in Northern California. And currently we're managing 6 million square feet of commercial space and about 16,000 apartment units.
Holy cats, how long have you been doing that?
Well, I've been a partner here for 23 years now, and I've been doing this crazy business of property management for over 35.
So you're new, is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I'm a newbie for sure. I definitely qualify.
Well, look forward to hearing what you have to say with a lot of those insights there.
For sure.
Question number 2 for you. What's the best thing about leading people from your perspective?
Great question. I've been pondering this question for a while since getting ready for this podcast, and for me, my background's been sports growing up and all the way through college. So for me, it's really coaching people to be their best versions of themselves. We hire a lot of people at entry-level positions, and the best thing about managing people is seeing them grow and expand their capabilities and their opportunities in their careers. I've been very fortunate to have mentors that have done that for me, and I think that's probably the number one key.
Do you ever find that some people are resistant to your intent for them to grow?
Oh yeah, we definitely have people that are placekeepers and want to do nothing but the job that they're in, and that's okay. There's a job and a person for every job, and sometimes you get ladder climbers that maybe want to climb too fast, and then you have people that don't want to climb at all that you feel could, but maybe are risk adverse. So, it's a happy medium you got to find with everybody.
I love that. I often hear from other leaders that business would be great if it weren't for that pesky people part. I'm curious, what are your thoughts about that after 1 or 2 decades?
Yeah, it is a common half-hearted comment that you'll hear a lot of leaders and managers make about people. But if you think about it, for our business, which is a service business, our only asset that we have to provide our customers, which are our clients that own real estate, are our people. They're our single asset, our single resource. And, we deal with people in our service business every day, our residents, our tenants, our clients, and our core vendor partners. So, it's a people business. So if you don't like people, you ought to get out of our business, which is service. But it is challenging, but, I think what makes the world go round is everybody's different, and it makes every day new and different.
Yeah. Embrace those differences as opposed to resist against them.
Well, you can, and I probably have in my career, but I've survived this long because I think I've finally embraced those differences.
That's awesome. So if you had a group of people right here, a group of leaders, and they were staring up at you, and you were able to offer them one piece of advice about communication, what would you tell them?
Yeah, I think this is the best question. It's an old adage, and I'll start with it, and then I'll elaborate. But, basically just communicate, communicate, communicate. And what I mean by that is a number of years ago, I learned an invaluable lesson with some of my team members at another company. And they made a decision about, spending some capital dollars for a client. And they did it without getting client approval, and it wasn't a small sum of money. And, that mistake could have been extremely damaging for them, for our company. And, what I learned out of that is you have to own your mistake, first and foremost. And then you got to communicate to the party that you made the mistake to how you made the mistake, why you made the mistake, and what you're going to do to own the problem and make it right. And I found that all of those things about owning it, describing it, coming up with a fix, and making it right tends to solve the problem, but all of that centers around communication. Mm-hmm. And I always say to my team members, don't let a good mistake go unutilized. They're the best learning tools we have. And if you can communicate how the mistake was made and how to improve doing it next time to avoid it, those are the best ways to learn for team members.
And I think it's a great way to demonstrate to clients, what they can expect from you, right? Don't judge us by our problems, but judge us how we handle them.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has problems and we're human, right? And so we're not computers, we're going to make mistakes. And it really is, how do you deal with the problem that really separates, the good people from the bad.
Love that. So as you think about, where you get your information and where you learn from, what other successful business leaders like yourself should be on the podcast, right? Where are the other Scott Pritchetts out there that I should be paying attention to and that we should be listening to?
Yeah, great question. I've been fortunate in 35 years, I've only worked for 4 firms. So I've been very lucky to have 4 really exceptional mentors in my career to this point. And one of them is somebody I'd highly recommend. I don't think he's been on your podcast yet, John Combs, who's the founder of River Rock Real Estate Group based in Newport Beach, California. One of my early mentors, and runs a very successful property services firm statewide, actually in a couple states now. So really talented individual and an industry icon. So definitely on your list for sure. 2 others are more of my core vendor partners that I've met through business and really come to appreciate how they've built teams and how they lead their organizations through the ups and downs of service growth and declines. The first is a guy named Andy Lavelle, president of Arborwell Tree Care Company. They're based in Hayward, California, and they run a service care firm for tree care in California, Oregon, and Washington would be a good one. And the last gentleman that comes to mind is a guy named Mark Kelly, who is president of Able Services, and they're a national janitorial and engineering services firm based in San Francisco. Those 3 right away, I think, would be great guests for you.
Love that. Thank you so much, Scott.
For sure.
Excited to reach out and find those guys. All right. And then my 6th and final question. In 1 minute, please tell us about your favorite boss or teacher. Who's really influenced you?
It's really 2. In high school and college, I played basketball and baseball, and those coaches were instrumental in basketball in defining who I became as a young adult, instilling in me the qualities of, teamwork and commitment to a common goal and dedication to my craft, whether it was basketball training or baseball training or professional work training. And, all of those skills and characteristics and qualities have translated to my career, and I think are invaluable. And from a work standpoint, like I said, I've had 4 mentors. I would say it's boiled down to a couple of key qualities. One, kind of trust my gut. And sometimes it takes a while to develop that trust in your own gut. And second, I actually have 3 points. Second would be to lead with empathy. When I put myself in other people's shoes, I tend to come to a problem and solution with better clarity. And lastly, I've always tried to lead by being fair but firm. And I think that's proven successful in building good teams. So I'll leave you with those tidbits.
I love that. So trust your gut, lead with empathy, and fair but firm. That sounds amazing. Well, thank you so much for being on this show, Scott. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. I always learn so much from our time together. If somebody wants to reach out and find you, learn more about Woodmont, where should they go?
Yeah, first of all, Stacey, thank you. I was honored to be asked to be on the podcast. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me. At our firm website, www.wres.com, so you can see our website. And me personally, spritchett@wres.com.
Well, I'm sure somebody will reach out and say hi, because that's just what our folks do. But in the meantime, it was great to have you on the show. Thank you so, so much. And this is Stacey McKibben with the Master Communicator podcast. For more ideas and insights, please do go check us out at www.concilioteam.com. And we look forward to seeing you again next time. Take care.